All right, what's up guys? Good morning. We are gonna go get a $200 Honda Civic that we bought last night. Sight unseen. We're gonna go see what it looks like. Of course, I'm gonna take some extra wheels and tires. The ones off my race car, that's okay. Jack, the handle for the jack, obviously. We got some stuff in here, so we're gonna take all of our tools just in case. The straps for the dolly, the lights for the dolly, just all the essentials, you know what I mean? So we're gonna go up here to Grove. The car is about an hour away. Like I said, we purchased it last night, sight unseen. So we're gonna go see what it looks like. I already do know that it has a bad engine, but we're gonna go see how bad it really is. So let's go, guys. All right, we are here to get the Honda. Kind of already looked around it. I haven't tried to start it. The battery's completely dead. They said it was a blown up block. So, you know, it is what it is. Looks like it's probably been in an accident, you know, something. Interior's pretty dirty. Door panel over there don't look too bad. Headliner, definitely shot. Center vent shot. It's got a cluster overlay. Yada, yada, yada. This door panel, yeah, it's pretty toast, but it is what it is. It's still got a lot of good parts on it. So we're gonna get the chain out and get the chain hooked to the front. So what I normally do is I have this chain right here, this chain, and I'll normally hook this to the truck up there with the hook, and then I'll use my come along here to hook to the car, and then I'll just basically ratchet it straight up onto the trailer. Looks like we're in a pretty good spot, so I'll drop the trailer down and then we'll get it ratcheted up, and I'll go over the car a little bit more once I get it loaded up and out of here, so I'm not standing in their property. So this is what I typically do if you got to load cars up by yourself. I use my chain. This is actually the chain I use for my engine hoist. That's got one hook on it. That's why I actually have that hook on there. And then I hook my come along to the end of the chain as far as it can go out, and then I hook it to the tow hook. Granted, some cars don't have tow hooks or wherever you can hook it to. And then literally all I do is just ratchet it up, and it works pretty good. Sometimes on the lowered cars you got to put like pieces of wood there, you know, or something like that. But this works pretty good as long as you can get it up on the dolly even. Sometimes when you do it, it does want to pull it obviously more to one side. But this car is pulling up pretty even. Looks like we might be a little more forward on the side over there, but that's okay. It'll still come up, and then I'll adjust it once it gets on there. So getting it over that hump is probably the hardest part, but literally once it gets over that, it's pretty good. I gotta go check those wheels real quick. Sometimes it wants to get off centered, but let me get that up there real quick, and then we'll get back. I got the car up, got it locked in, got the lights on. We did have to change out the rear wheels. The tires were pretty shot on one side, so had to swap those out. Got it loaded up. I'm gonna take the come along off and release it. Make sure the parking brake is off and all that. Make sure the hood shuts all the way. There we go. That was probably pretty loud. So yeah, we're gonna get this thing out of here and get it back to the shop. And it'll be a full part out. Has a good harness, a bunch of other stuff. So we'll see you back there. All right, we are back at the shop. So 99, 2000, I don't remember what year it exactly is. It's one of those years, 99, 2000. It's definitely, I mean, you know, I got the car for $200. You know, what can you say? Comes with a bunch of extra stuff. Smells like gas. That antifreeze bottle looks like it's gonna explode back there, which it might, which probably really wouldn't hurt anything in here. But either way, looks like someone might have a little muffin. If you guys want a muffin, try that out. See what's in here. Not a whole lot. I don't know what that is. Car antenna booster. That's cool. In case you didn't know it, some of these numbers right here on the Civics, it was on the EGs, the Integras, and the well, all the generations of the Civics, but these numbers are generally the actual code for the CD player. If you have the stock CD player, some of them are located in here, some of them are located on the outside, and then on the EGs, they're actually, I believe they're in the ashtray that comes out, and then on the Integra, I think it's on the glove box as well on the Integras. I can't really remember, but I'll have to go back and look. But that's usually what those numbers are. But either way, this is going to be a full part out. Like I said, 99 2000. It does have a D16 Y8 in it. Some of the pieces are all right. It's got a good trunk. I don't know what's in the trunk. I'm kind of afraid to look in the trunk. But we'll do that. It's got a full exhaust on it. I think it's a DC Sport. It's also got a header, all that stuff. Yeah, I don't remember what else. But anyways, the motor or the engine does have a hole in the block. Well, it doesn't have a hole in the block. It's actually got a hole in the pan. You know, I was loading it up and I was looking, and you can see the hole right there. See if we can get up in there. Yep, so there's a rod right there, hanging out, just chilling. So yeah, that's gonna be no bueno. But since the rod's pointing that way, I am assuming that the head is probably still good. So that's good. It is a 5-speed car, so we are gonna sell the harness. We're gonna sell the 5-speed out of it. This fender, yeah, this fender looks like it's in pretty decent shape. It's got a little bitty dent there. The hood is actually in, I would say, about a 9 out of 10. It's got a dent right there in the middle, but not bad. So it's got a good hood. It's got a good OEM grill. The headlights are non-OEM, but they are in pretty good shape as far as not being broken or anything like that. It's got good mirrors. So all in all, not bad. The car was like an hour away, which, you know, could be way worse, but again, it's still worth it. I'm gonna get it unloaded. We might even try to start it just for giggles. The battery's dead, but that's okay. I can jump it and see what it does. But yeah, we'll get it down and we'll go over a little bit more for sale on the engine. So this is why I always take extra wheels with me, because most of the time people never look at the inside of the tires. They look out here when they're telling me that they're good. They're like, oh yeah, the tires look good. Well, out here it does. But obviously on the inside, this is almost through to cords. This one's to cords all the way, but this one is cracked in the middle of each one of those. So that's why I'm always like, man, you know, how are the tires? Will the tires run on the highway at highway speed at 65, 70 miles an hour? And most people are like, oh yeah, they hold air. Yeah, they're good. So I never can fully believe, because I've showed up more often than not and the tires look like this. And most of the time the cars are not an hour away. The cars are more like 2 to 3 to 4 hours away. And there is no way that I'm taking that at 70 on the highway. So if you're gonna go pick up cars, always bring extra wheels just to be safe. All right, well, my plan to try to start it is not going to work unless I get a battery. For some reason, I don't know, the terminals are not working on that battery to let me use my jump pack to try to start it. So the battery must be completely just shot. It's not even trying to connect, so they must not be connecting to each other. Either way, just wanted to go over what's going to be available on the engine side of things. So we do have a DC Sport complete full exhaust. I did check out the exhaust. It all looks like it's in pretty good shape. A little bitty dent on the header, but it is a full exhaust. So all the way out to the back. For a coupe, obviously it's going to be for a 96 to 2000 EX, DX, whatever. It's not going to matter. All that's going to work. Intake, yada yada yada. We're going to pull the head, see if it's still good since it had a hole in the block. Obviously the block is no good. 5-speed, we're going to test that out. And then anything else that'll be available, obviously the ECU. We have lots of radiators for these cars, so this one was said to have been replaced, which it does look new. It is a little dirty inside, but still a good radiator, so we'll sell that. Battery we'll take to O'Reilly's, get 10 bucks for that. But everything else, obviously bumper no good. Headlights are going to be cheap, they're like 25 bucks a piece. Fender, those are usually like 50 to like 95 a piece, depending on if they're OEM. This one is an OEM one, so that's good. This one, I don't remember what this one looks like. Yeah, shoot, obviously, I mean, honestly, this one's good too, just paint faded. So that's a good one right there. Harness is a big one. These harnesses sell for anywhere from like $200 to $300. Normally about $250 is the range for a good one. This one does appear to be in really good condition, other than being dirty from that spot right there, but all the plugs are there, so that's good. ECU, it's going to be a manual ECU. The harness is only going to work for a 99 2000, so if you're looking at getting an EK and it doesn't have a harness, make sure you do understand that 96 and 98 and 99 2000 are completely different. Even though they're both OBD2, they do not function the same. So whatever year your car is, if you got a 96, try to find a 96 harness. Or you can go from 96 and 98, but just make it simple on yourself. If you got a 99, try to find a 99. That way you don't get the wrong harness, because you cannot use one from the other. Just to let you know. Side skirt, sunroof, yada yada yada. So anything you see on this car that you might need, hit us up, let me know. Another side note on the front spindles, those do work the same as the Integra. They use the same size calipers, the same size rotors, but the only difference is they're actually a tiny bit shorter from hub center to the top of the actual control arm, or the spindle itself. And the good thing about that means that you can lower your car more without getting a more of a negative camber angle. So if you use an Integra, it's going to give you a little bit more of a camber angle because the control arm is actually a little bit longer. So just keep that in mind. That is something I just wanted to mention. But that's it for today. Like I said, 200 bucks. If you find these, buy them. If you don't buy them and you find them, hit me up. We will buy them, as many as we can. I mean, we got, you know, tons and tons of acreage back here. Maybe not acreage, but, you know, tons of square feet that we can fill up. And I certainly plan on doing that. So hit me up if you got a car for sale, or if you need parts. We are located in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We'll talk to you guys later.